Do you ever wonder if you're making the right choices in life? There's a simple mental tool that I use in my personal life that's led me to feeling more fulfilled with the decisions that I make, and I want to share that with you guys today. This tool, or this idea of how to think about decisions, has led to me making more relationships, more friends, more stories, things I can talk about that make me more interesting, not just to others, but interesting to myself. So let's take a step back and consider the way that you might be making decisions in your current everyday life. I want to share my experiences, and hopefully if it resonates with you, you might find some use out of this too. So that's a lot of build up, but what am I talking about? Well, it's easy to get caught up in the short term every day, right? It's easy to just make decisions that feel good in the moment at the cost of the long term. Whether it's eating some bad food that tastes good but might not be good for you later, or making a decision that feels great in the moment but you know is gonna have repercussions down the line, whatever it may be. It's just simply easier to focus on the short term than the long term. But what if there was a way to make decisions that feel good in the short term and also adhere to the values that we hold as an individual, as well as contribute to our long-term well-being? That's where the concept of would my future self approve comes in. I like to view my future self as an old friend. It's someone who I don't want to disappoint. So when I make decisions on a day-to-day, I like to think, is what I'm doing right now for the benefit of my future self? Is it going to help them? If the answer is no, or if the answer is, oh, they'll probably be disappointed in me, I might want to reconsider what I'm doing. And that reshifts my focus, my perspective, from what feels good in the moment to what's good for my future. By taking a moment to consider, would my future self approve of what I'm about to do? It shifts my perspective, and I can tap into my sense of purpose and motivation and make sure that what I'm doing now fits what I want to be achieving in the future, as well as it feels good. It makes what I'm doing for the long term feel good in the short term, because I know it's for a greater purpose, as opposed to something that is just feeling good now at the expense of who I want to be in the future. Now, if this is making sense to you, the next level up of thinking is putting yourself in the shoes of your future self, looking back on current you, or looking back where you are today on who you were in the past. Now, the past could be a minute ago, a day ago, 10 years ago. So what to consider is what I'm doing today making my past self proud? If my younger self could look at me, are they going to be happy with what they see? This way of thinking can be applied in a lot of situations. So whatever you want to be achieving for yourself, whether it's building confidence, learning how to talk to girls, having respect in the workplace or in social settings, or really anything else your heart desires, this way of thinking can be applied. The most important thing to make sure you have is an idea of who you want to be. I'd recommend writing that down. Having those written down and maybe putting them up somewhere where you see every day can help reaffirm what you want to be and who you want to be. So let's do an example. Imagine you're in a coffee shop. It smells wonderful, there's a great aroma in the air. You might be sitting down to study, or you might be sitting down to work, and you look across and you see a beautiful girl. She's sitting by herself, maybe she has one headphone in, doing some work, and you want to talk to her, but you're not really sure how. So some thoughts start going through your head. Things like, she's probably busy, or she doesn't want to talk to me, or all these different things which lead to inaction. And your heart wants to. Like, you want to talk to her and you get a little anxious. Like, how do I approach her? What do I say? Do I approach her? Maybe you're fearful, right? You don't know what the situation's gonna be. You know, she's gonna freak out and like slap me if I go up and say hi to her. Probably not, but that is a thought that a lot of people have, like worst case scenario. Well, the good news is that the worst case scenario is probably not gonna ever happen. Even if she says no or she's not interested, that's more experience for you. So then this perspective shift comes in. Would your future self approve of you acting on fear? Or in this case, not acting at all because of fear? Answer that for yourself. If you think, yeah, my future self, he's cool with just not talking to girls, then that's fine. But if you're the kind of guy that says, you know, I wish I would talk to her because maybe that'll turn into a relationship or a friendship or something, right? Something that you want. You're foregoing that because you're just scared to talk to a girl because you're just scared. Well, I don't think that would be valid for me. I wouldn't want to do that, right? I would rather be like, no, my future self, he's gonna be disappointed in me for not talking to this girl when I have this shot. Probably never gonna see her again if I don't say anything. So what have I got to lose? If I say nothing, she's just gonna go about her life and I'll never see her again. If I say something and she says no, it's the same result, but at least I got some experience out of it. And if she says yes and she likes me and we start talking and get her number or we go on a date, it could turn into a beautiful thing. Now, in my real life, I have made friends and I've built relationships on this exact concept. In this situation, my future self would approve of me going to talk to this girl, and he'd be disappointed if I didn't. So the logical thing to do is to go approach her. And yeah, I might be scared or anxious and I don't know what the outcome's gonna be, but that's okay. I'll find out the outcome by generating an outcome. You know, I know the outcome if I don't say anything. Now, to take that thinking to the next level, I know that my younger self wanted to become someone who's confident, that's not afraid to approach anyone whenever I want to. And so, By not doing action, I'd be disappointing my younger self, which is just the flip of what I was saying earlier. So I got some questions for you to consider. Would your future self be grateful that you've overcome your fears or anxiety and become confident and someone who achieves their goals? Would your future self regret letting fear or anxiety dictate the decisions you made in the past? Do you want to be someone who can build personal relationships and growth? Ultimately, this perspective has given me permission in my head to overcome fear, which in turn has led me to leading, so far, a fulfilling and happy life. Remember, every choice you make, whether it's big or small, impacts your past and future self. So make sure that you're living a life that's aligned with your goals and your values. Whether it's about how to spend money, how to build your confidence, how to go about your day-to-day, ultimately, the power of perspective can help you with these decisions to make better ones for your own future that feel good in the moment. So I encourage you to at least give this way of thinking a shot. If you like it, come back and comment, because I'd love to hear your perspectives and what's been going on with you guys when you apply it to your own lives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor today. Guido Maggi elevator shoes are expertly crafted with premium materials, ensuring both comfort and style. I believe that true confidence comes from within, but it's not always easy to start off, and I understand that sometimes we need a little help. That's why Guido Maggi elevator shoes are the perfect solution to anyone looking to enhance their confidence and feel their best. Whether you're going on a job interview or meeting someone for the first time, Guido Maggi elevator shoes can help you feel more confident and self-assured.